Panda. I got broads in Atlanta, just to lean the family. Credit card.
Hey, what is up, everybody? I am the PandaSirPanda here, and welcome to my top 10 favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. Let's get started, shall we? Number 10.
Pharaoh. Being a really intimidating Pokemon, I really don't know why it doesn't have the effect Intimidate. I personally like this Pokemon overall for the fact is it has a really high attack, depending on how you run it. Its look alone is just amazing. Like, I would always choose this over a Pidgeot any day, just for some factors it looks cooler. Its stats, as I said, are pretty good, and nowadays you can just pretty much find it anywhere.
Number 9.
Nidoking. It's not that it's all that powerful nowadays being competitive, and it's kind of weird how they switched the shiny from Nidoking and Nidoqueen, but overall its stats are actually pretty good, especially back in the old days. You always had 100% getting it, of course, with male, with King. It has a few weaknesses, but besides that, it's actually not all that bad. I mean, I would still use it nowadays, and it's really hard to find nowadays without actually breeding from the old gens and bring it. But I like it because the simple fact is it's a good Pokemon in general. Snorlax. It's what else is there really to say about it besides it being one really sweet-ass motherfucker kind of thing. But for the simple fact is its stats overall is not really that bad. Its HP is way out there. Its defense could be higher. I think it deserves a Mega Evolution in my part. It's really easy to obtain in-game, and you can find it in pretty much every single game. So, it's shiny.
Number 7.
Shiny, and I like it so. Jolteon. Now, for me being a really huge Pokemon fan, every time I had a chance to evolve my Eevee, I always choose Jolteon. But the simple fact is, its speed is freaking amazing, its special attack is amazing, even with amazing IVs put on it. It doesn't have that many weaknesses. It doesn't really get outmatched by any of the other electric types, besides being like Voltorb and Electrode, but then again, they're supposed to be like that. But when it comes to all of these different evolutions, I would always choose Jolteon because, well, it was my very first evolution I've ever had, and I love it. Lapras. The simple fact is, it's a really good Pokemon overall in general. Its shiny is freaking purple, and I love purple being a panda. Its stats overall is pretty good, as I said, if I said it, but it doesn't really have that many weaknesses, like 3. It's good. You can actually, someone gives it to you in X and Y, and that's actually one of the reasons why I love it, because it's really easy to get, really easy to use.
What the hell was that?
Magmar. Now, let's all disagree that his face is not a pair of boobs or a butt, but a massive brain. His shiny is pink, which is kind of weird. Let's just put it this way. If you ever had a chance to catch a Magmar in Gen 1, I'm pretty sure you would do it because of its look alone. It's a fucking badass beast. It can learn the elemental punches. It can learn... I've seen a hack where it can learn Ice Beam, which is pretty weird. It evolves into Magmortar, which is a different topic for a different video. Its stats are pretty good, and it's pretty fucking... Gengar, a ghost Pokemon, which coming from the first generation is really hard to beat, considering how in the first gen the only other weakness was a ghost type, and not a lot of other people used a ghost type. Its shiny isn't different unless you have a Mega. Its stats are pretty good. Amazing is what I meant to say. It doesn't really have that many weaknesses, but nowadays people can find a way around that. Now let's look at the Mega real quick. The Mega shiny is fucking sweet, being an all-white ghost, and its stats are actually even better than the regular Gengar, and I love it.
Geodude. Reason why I like this because it's one of the earliest things you can get, And I personally just like it for its design alone. If you get it as shiny, it turns into a fucking solid gold rock thing. I like it for the simple fact is not a lot of things can hurt it. Its design is simple, as I said, easy. It's simply based. It doesn't have that many weaknesses, and the weaknesses that are there doesn't really matter because it has really high defense. Special defense wise, not really. Also, I love Golem in the evolutionary line of it. It's pretty neat. You can pretty much find it anywhere. It's
Number 2.
Charizard. Now, when you saw top 10 favorite Gen 1 Pokemon, you know this is going to be on the list. So the simple fact is, who does not love Charizard? And the reason why I say this, because Charizard is a powerhouse, having a really high base speed and really high special attack, also high attack depending on how you run it. This thing is a force to be reckoned with, especially if you throw a Dragon Dance in there with the new X Mega Evolution thrown in. But anyway, I personally, being one of the first starters you can ever get, it's actually pretty good. Its Megas are actually pretty good. This one here is based on more of attack, and its attack is really high up there if you throw a Dragon Dance. This one is actually really high, which I personally love using more, because I'm more of a special attack user, and its special attack is almost through the roof, considering how it's a Charizard.
And my all-time favorite Pokemon, you guys are all probably thinking what was better than that last one. Number 1.
Alakazam is my favorite, best Pokemon of all. For the simple fact is, I personally always like catching a shiny because it's pink, and at that time I always wanted to be a female. So, then also because I personally like the fact that this can show off the feminine power, and because not a lot of people like females as Pokemon, with having a really high base everything almost. 500 total and not having many weaknesses, finding it almost anywhere but really hard to catch, and with the Mega, it's more overpowered, and that's why
So if you guys enjoyed, I'll see you in the next video of whatever I make, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, follow me on Twitter at PandaSirPanda, and I will see you all next time. Panda out.